The plot of Verdi's early comic opera Un Giorno di Regno, or King for a Day, revolves around an actual incident in history. In 1709, King Stanislaus I of Poland, who had been king for 5 years, was deposed, and he went to live in exile in Alsace. 24 years later, his successor died, and Stanislaus wanted to reclaim his throne. With the support of the French, Stanislaus was re-elected as king, but there was opposition from Russia and the German states. In order to return to Warsaw safely, Stanislaus travelled in disguise, and to throw his enemies off the scent, he left behind Beaufleur, a French officer in his employ, to masquerade as the king, to mislead his opponents into believing he was still in France. As a historical footnote, Stanislas's return to the throne in 1733 actually started the War of the Polish Succession, and his second reign was even shorter than his first, ending in 1736. As compensation for losing the throne a second time, he was made Duke of Lorraine and spent the rest of his life living near Nancy, the then capital of Lorraine. The main square of Nancy, the magnificent Place Stanislas, is named in his honour, with a handsome statue of Stanislas at its centre. He died in 1766 at the age of 88. But Verdi's opera, in which Stanislas himself does not appear at all, concentrates on the adventures of Beaufleur, renamed here Belfiore in Italian, while he is pretending to be the king. The opera is thus firmly set in 1733. But powdered wigs and buckled shoes can just look plainly ridiculous to a modern audience, so we decided to update the action. But to what period? It seemed that the most appropriate time would be a period when Poland was again threatened by Russia and Germany, namely the 1930s. So, moving the clock on precisely 200 years from 1733, we arrive in 1933, with an imagined scenario in which Poland decides to revive its monarchy in the hopes of thwarting Hitler's ambitions. In both the 1730s and the 1930s, the end result was war. But at least in 1933, that war is still some time off, so we can just enjoy the comic situations in the opera without worrying too much about the storm clouds on the horizon.